Okay, we are going to quickly review the Boox Palma. I've had this since May. And my goal with this, I want to be clear so that you understand why I got it and what my review is kind of based off of. I got this so that I would stop scrolling on my phone as much. I found that I was like very overstimulated because my phone was always near me or in my hand, and I think that the stimulation from my phone of all of the content that I was consuming, along with notifications and anxiety about checking notifications and just all the things that come with the fact that we have a phone that we've, since adulthood have become so attached to. I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to feel more present. I wanted to actually read more. I have 4 kids, so as far as I sometimes it's harder for me to be able to bring a book around with me, like a physical copy. Also, I like to read while I'm like rocking the baby or, laying in bed or whatever. And like, I do have a Kindle. I love my Kindle. It's just for during the daytime when I'm not stationary, going to be staying in the same spot, like in bed, for instance. And I'm going to be moving around, or I'm going to be like on the go. Okay, I'm going to read on the porch while the kids are playing, or, whatever. I needed something more durable, smaller, easier to hold. I have arthritis. So something not heavy. This weighs less than my Kindle, I believe. I didn't actually weigh them next to each other. It feels less. It is significantly lighter than an iPhone. About the same size as an iPhone, like the Pro Max. It does have a camera. If you were like, oh, but I like to have my camera around, it does have a camera. The camera actually gives you like really cute vintage photos. You can download them like as if they were a strip of photos, which is really cute. It does do audio through speakers. It does Bluetooth. Everything is e-ink, but you can do anything that comes off of the Google Play Store. So, I mean, it's got a ton of purposes. It just doesn't do cellular data. I have what I did to help with the anxiety, just in case anyone's like wondering, to help with the anxiety of, okay, but if my phone's not near me, what if someone's trying to reach me for an emergency? I just started using my smartwatch. I can't wear an Apple Watch anymore. It's too heavy. And again, I have arthritis on my wrist joints. And so I do like the Fitbit, and it sends me my notifications. So if if like someone's calling me or texting me, I can see the notifications and I can go grab my phone if I need it. So I have been able to put my phone down less. I read significantly more. I decreased the amount of social media time I was on. My screen time in general was cut down by about 2/3. So I, improved a ton in that. I found myself less stressed out and overstimulated because I wasn't having my phone, because I wasn't having that much screen time. My vision feels so much easier, way less migraines. Because instead of being like, oh, I'll just read on my Kindle app on my phone while I'm upstairs, or oh, I'll read on my Hoopla app or whatever. Even my audiobooks, I pulled off of my phone so that I wasn't tempted to just keep my phone around to do that. And I put them on here. My phone has more storage. My Boox has a ton of storage. You can also put not a SIM card, and a SD card in here. And do that. I love the NetGalley. I've been doing NetGalley audiobooks, or, audio arcs. And I just put the app on here. And then I put my Fable on here. I put Blue Sky in here for my social media, because sometimes while I'm reading, I will have a thought that I'm like, I need to send this to the bookish community. I could put Threads on here too, but I scroll on Threads too much. So that's the reason I kept it off here. And so sometimes I just like want to share that thought. So that's there. Same for Fable. And then I do like Libro, FM, Libby. I put my Spotify on here, Hoopla. I do all my news apps on here as well. Webtoon. So for people who are wondering about reading manga or comics, as long as I was using a native reader, right? I wasn't trying to use this, the books, it has like its own file reader. As long as I wasn't trying to use that, which I didn't really play around with too much, you may be able to alter it more. But like using Webtoon, I had no problem being able to read them. I did add some games on here. Just like idle games, because sometimes if I'm listening to an audiobook, I just want to like mess with something and I don't want to be on my phone. So I put some idle games on here that were pretty chill. I did try to play Stardew Valley on here because I saw someone on TikTok play it. It doesn't work because the contrast of the e-ink, once you get into the night mode of Stardew Valley, you can't see anything. So that sucked. But tons of other really cute games I did play on here while I was listening to audiobooks. And I loved that. I play like Scrabble on here. Just like chill things sometimes I want to do while I'm listening to an audiobook. I do love that each app, you can customize the way that you see your screen. So it does not have to be like the whole system is always warm or high contrast black and white or whatever, because when I'm playing a game, I want more of that grayscale. Whereas when I'm reading in dark mode, because I only read in dark mode, when I'm reading in dark mode in an app, a reading app, I'm so stuffy, I'm so sorry. I want it to be like super high contrast, so that I read it faster. I'm using less strain of my eyes. I do really love that aspect, because I also like to read like, certain apps in bed when I need like the color to be warmer, versus like my news app, I am going to read it in the morning while I'm drinking coffee. So I want that one to have more of a cooler tone. So I really love all that. That's very, very customizable. You can watch videos on here because you can alter how fast the refresh of the e-ink is, which is really cool, because then like on my Kindle, I don't need a really fast, refresh of that e-ink. So it's on the slower mark, and you could customize this to however you wanted. It saves battery, also creates less lag if you're really customizing it to the app, which I just do whenever I open it up. If I'm like, oh, I don't like XYZ, it's literally just swipe down and change it. It's so fast, so easy. If you do have lag, you just like double tap the side button and it like takes away any fading that's going on, any what am I thinking of? I can't think of the word, but like a leakage of like the previous page's e-ink. It just removes it. It refreshes the page so fast. This is the Boox Palma 2, and it is incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. I know like the original Boox Palma, some people were like, oh, I see a lot of like, I could, there's like words over here. This is so fast. I have really not had to refresh my page often. Really, the only time I do is if I'm on an idle game, listening to an audiobook, and I'm like clicking around or whatever, that idle game's page, if I try to then go from like that to say like the high contrast of the Kindle, I'll see a little bit of it. And I just refresh the page and it goes away instantly. So that's super fast. The speakers on here actually are fine. I will play the like an audiobook or music or whatever from here. It's very loud. It's very clear. I have not had a single problem with it. Like I'll put it in my bathroom while I'm taking a shower or something, and I can hear my audio fine. I have not had any problem with it being near water. I believe it's like the iPhone and the Kindle, in the sense of like it's splash resistant, waterproof, but it's not like, I don't think you should go throw this into a 6-foot pool, leave it for 15 minutes and come back. But in like normal everyday use, or like laying by the pool, or even being on a pool raft, I don't think you'll have a problem with the waterproof aspect of it. I'm I decided, my whole thing was like, I bought it, and if I didn't see a significant improvement in my overstimulation and in the amount of reading I was accomplishing, then it wasn't going to be worth it for me, because it is on the pricier end. Because I saw such a massive improvement in those areas, I did keep it. I did not return it, obviously. And I love it. I carry this thing around with me. When my baby was in his newborn phase, this thing went with me more than any other item I have, because you're just kind of like trapped a lot. I'm feeding him, I'm changing a diaper, he's napping on me, whatever, you're trapped a lot. This was a lifesaver. It was so much easier to carry around than my Kindle, and it's been with me everywhere since. I'm like obsessed with it now. So if you're thinking about getting like a purse Kindle or upgrading to like a newer Kindle, or you're just finding like me that you're using your phone too much, you're having eye strain, you're feeling overstimulated, and you're a big reader, I think it's totally worth it. It is a privilege, to be able to have this. My mother and husband bought this for me for Mother's Day. So it was, my choice what they spent the money on, but I wanted it to be this. And so I'm very happy and privileged to be able to have it. But I totally, if you can afford it, or if you're already about to spend the money to upgrade your e-reader or to buy a new e-reader or whatever, this is a better use of your money, in my opinion. If you want a giant screen, okay, but you could change the text size on this. You can change the font. You can change the spacing, the margins, everything, just like you could a Kindle. But I think that you'll find more use out of it. Again, because it can go everywhere with you. It's smaller. It's so much more compact. If you're feeling the urge to go scroll on your phone, you could just be on here instead, consuming things that are better for your brain than the endless doom scrolling that we tend to do. I did, because I love like the feel of the Kindle, and I also am like a big physical reader, so I love like the feel of pages. I put the screen protector on here. It has no glare, and it feels like scratchy like paper, which I love, because then as I'm turning the page, I kind of get that tactile feedback, which I think like really just makes reading so much better. Battery life, really great. Listening to audiobooks, e-reading on here, playing idle games. If I do all three of those things in one day, I would say I get maybe 2 to 3 days of battery. I still charge it every night. It charges so fast, so it's like I just like pop it on for 20 minutes or whatever, and it's never died on me. If you're just e-reading on this, you'll probably have weeks and weeks like the Kindle. Like the battery is very comparable. It just depends on what you're using it for. But again, I'm using it with audio, with games, with the news, with email, all these things. Yeah, I think it's benefited me a ton. I'm obsessed with it. And after using it, now I'm like, do I want to get even farther away from Amazon and Kindle and get their e-reader to replace my Kindle one day? That may be something that I do. I've found that I use my Kindle really only in bed on its stand with a clicker. Outside of that, I haven't touched it really, because I have this. So again, let me know your thoughts. If you have one, if you love it, you hate it, you returned it, or you're thinking about getting it, ask me questions, let me know, because I am obsessed with the way that this altered my lifestyle.